Hey everyone, do you think you're a football genius? Or do you just want to win $300? Well, guess what? The time is now, and now is the time. Join playactionpools.com and search for the BBO NYG Podcast Pick'em Pool. Pick every game each week in the NFL season with the spread. And if at the end of the year you are in first place, you're getting paid. Hurry up and log on. Find out how you're eligible to win this prize. Hey, what's up, Mix It Up family? Welcome to the Mix It Up podcast. I'm Mike. That's Nick. We are back. We are back with another fine episode of the Mix It Up podcast. Nick, what topics we got to discuss this week?
Well, we're going to talk about 9/11, which has recently come up, the 20-year anniversary.
Crazy.
God rest everybody's souls and that passed on from this earth during that time. It's an unfortunate event, terrible time, which we all know.
Wow.
We're going to talk more about the forced vaccinations, and here's a curveball. We're going to talk about people not owning up to responsibilities.
Oh, shit.
Basic fucking fact of life. Own up to your fucking shit.
That's it. That's pretty basic shit.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you should learn when you enter this world. Just that right there. Learn to live up to your responsibilities. That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. But yeah.
You fuck up.
Own it.
Man up and say,
I
fucked up.
Yo, people don't do that shit. Like, even on social media, they don't own up to anything. Even if you could throw facts at their faces, they're still dicks. Right. Own up to your shit, man.
Own it.
All right, so I guess we'll talk about, September 11th. I can't believe it's been 20 fucking years, man.
It's crazy,
20
man.
years.
It's crazy.
Like, time just fucking flies, man. I remember the exact day, everything where I was, what I was doing, how I found out, all that stuff.
Tell us, man. Tell me your story about it.
Yeah, like, so this is like, September 11th, obviously it was like blue sky, clear day. And, my skylight in my TV room, like I had, back in the day, I used to have like, two love seats, two pretty much couches right there. And I used to always like, fall asleep in this one because it's mad comfortable. So I always fell asleep. And this time, like, I didn't wake up in the middle of the night, go in my bedroom, whatever. I just slept there all day. So Tuesday morning, all of a sudden, like, I left my skylight open. It was a nice day, nice night. So all of a sudden, like, around whatever o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, I heard like such a loud noise, I'm like, what the hell was that? I looked out my skylight and it was a plane flying so low. And it turned out to be the very first plane that hit one of the Twin Towers. It flew directly over my house. Because if people know, if you live in, like, I live in Yonkers, so the flight path flew right over Yonkers. I'm pretty much like, it flows along like the Hudson River. So the Hudson River is like right near us. So it was kind of like basically like, flying over that. But, like right direct, like I never seen, like, when I got up to look, the plane was like, down, like pretty much down the street from me or whatever. But it was so low. I was like, why is it so low? Like, it was fucking loud. It woke me up, And then all of a sudden I'm like just lying there, whatever. I'm listening to Howard Stern, and Howard Stern mentioned that a plane hit like the World Trade Center.
Dude,
I was like, I didn't put two and two together at the time. I was just like, what the fuck happened? So then I'm watching news like everybody else. And then, it wasn't until like, probably days later when they started showing the flight patterns of all the planes. I'm like, oh my God, that was it. That's what woke me up. So yeah, it was just like one of those situations, man. Then I'm listening to Howard Stern. Howard Stern mentioned a hit. Then I was like, what the fuck? I turned on the news like everybody else. And then I seen the other plane come. I knew the other plane was coming. Like, I just knew it was coming. I don't know if you felt that way. Did you, when you first turned on the news, did you like know, like in your heart, that a second plane was going to hit the other building? Because I did.
So I got to ask you one thing. You got to do something for me. You got to raise your hat up a little bit. And people that are just listening, because I can't see your eyes and it's bugging me the fuck out. All right. Thank you. It's just looking down with a fucking hat on. It looks like I'm talking to a human hat. But you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? I heard it from Howard Stern too, man. I was
Did you really?
Yeah, I swear to God. I was driving to Fordham. It was like, I don't know, the first fucking few days of my livelihood at Fordham University. It was like, I was a freshman. And I'm driving there on the Bronx River, and I'm listening to fucking K-Rock with Howard Stern in the morning, and he goes,
yeah,
a plane has hit the towers. And at first they thought it was just like a passenger plane, right? They said, right? They were like, oh, passenger plane hit the tower. Yeah. So I was like, all right, whatever, like, okay. So you didn't think much damage is going to be going on or whatever. So I went to school, and then I don't remember how exactly I got in touch with one of my friends, Rob Henneberry, and he was going to school in Manhattan College in the Bronx.
Right.
And he was like, Nick, get the fuck out of there right now. I was like, Rob, what do we do? He's like, go the fuck home. Right. So I got the fuck in my car. I got home. Thank God I did, because they locked down the fucking school. Nobody was able to fucking leave after that.
Oh, really?
Right? So I got home and whatever. And like, obviously you hear like, oh shit, another fucking plane hit. And I came home. My dad was home, and he was like watching it on the fucking news. He like recorded the whole thing when VHS fucking was a thing or whatever. Yep. So we have the tape somewhere, but then like you see the other fucking plane. And I know one of my other friends, Angelo, he fucking saw the plane hit because he was going to school in Queens. He saw the second fucking, or I don't know, it was the first or second. He saw the fucking plane hit into the tower. Like my brother was down in the city, and he was running from the smoke. He wasn't, he wasn't that close, but like he ran from the smoke. And cell phone, you couldn't get in touch with anybody. He walked home or something like that on fucking West Side. Like so many people walked home, you know what I mean? Thank God, like, so many people didn't make it out of there, and it's a fucking disaster, man. Everybody knows people that were supposed to go into the city that day and called out, I know people like that, and fucking wild, man.
Seth MacFarlane, the creator of Family Guy, was supposed to be on the flight, but his assistant wrote like the wrong number, like the wrong time. So he showed up like late for the flight, and he had to get like the next one out. So like he was on there. Like, it's just like hearing the horror stories about like the people that lost their loved ones on the plane, that they couldn't do anything about. Like, it was just, man, it was just like really sad. Like, to hear all these like, things that go on. Cause I was watching all the documentaries about it, like on the weekend or whatever. And then I was just like, I couldn't, because it's so interesting at the same time to hear all these, people that, might have been there, might have not been there, was there, all the people just like, having like a terrible choice. Like, do I die by fire or do I just jump out the building? Like, I mean, that's balls to just jump out the building, man. Like, man, that was just crazy. Like, to see that kind of shit, it's just, it was nuts.
I mean, and you don't even like, we weren't, I was going to say like we were right there, but we weren't obviously, but you could see the towers from our neighborhood in Yonkers. Like from there's open spaces.
Dunwoody, Dunwoody Golf Course.
You could see it. Like we see the lights going up, obviously, when 9/11's going on, you see the lights going up in the sky, but we could see the smoke from over there. And it's wild. Like I remember, I know this was like, we were driving around. I had a Camaro, I had a 1968 Camaro. Angelo had a fucking 1969 Camaro, or he was driving his vet, and Marco had a 67 Camaro. And we were like, we were younger, and we were like, we were holding American flags out the window because there was like, it was kind of mayhem out there. You know what I mean? Right. And we were on Central Avenue, and there was cops on the road, and we just had the flags out the window. We just fucking nailed the gas, man, right near the cops. And they were just like this. They just put like their fists up, like, you know what I mean? Because that was that was solidarity. You know what I mean? Like everybody was fucking together.
Right.
And I know there's, whatever everybody thinks about the conspiracies and shit, and I have my own views on it, and I won't go into it because I'm sure it'll piss fucking some people off, which
I will.
Just from saying that, I'm sure you know what's going on. But like, just the fact that people, they really cared about each other in the country, and they all loved each other. You know what I mean? Like you could have been in California or Nebraska, but you were feeling for the people in New York, and you were feeling for everybody in the country because you were under attack at that fucking point, right? And everybody was together, and everybody's so fucking far apart now. And it's just, you need something like that to happen to bring you together. Why? Why can't we all just be together all the time?
All the time. Right. I mean, I remember everybody's buying like the American flags, going around looking for it to buy. Like all the stores were selling out of flags. I even bought like one or two at the time. I was like
Yeah.
hanging it on the walls. But now it's like now people kneel for it. Like it's just like what happened in the last 20 years to cause all this division, you know?
Yeah.
Like, do we I mean, do people need another crazy event like this to happen again for that to go down? Like, are we just going in cycles again? Like, because they're already like saying like, oh, that they're looking now that Afghanistan, all that shit going on with the Taliban there. Now they're looking to pretty much attack us again. So they're putting that fear factor in us.
Right.
So like, I mean, shit, man. Like, because I remember like, getting back to the original like 9/11 or whatever. I remember like I was working at Food Emporium in Bronxville, right? So I was like just chilling, reading I used to read the Post and the Daily News, right? And I didn't write. I read an article probably like July, like 2 months before the September 11th attacks, and they had like a big article how terrorists were looking to hijack airplanes. So the Post or Daily News knew it. They wrote an article about it. Why weren't we prepared about it? How did we not just automatically update our security in every airport like they do now, making you take your shoes off? You're pretty much going down in strips, getting a finger up your butt. Like everything's like outrageous now. You can't do anything. And back then you could just walk on an airplane with box cutters.
Right.
Like why didn't they just step up? Like the Bush administration like failed us. Like they should have stepped up their security. Like, and they didn't fucking do it. And then this kind of fucking shit happens.
Yeah. I mean, unless they knew it was going to happen, they didn't care, right? There goes the conspiracy.
There it goes.
Was it planned? And people don't want to fucking hear it. They don't want to fucking hear it because I don't know if they're afraid to admit that their own government could do it. And it's just like, it's just, I don't know, man.
Well, I know where you're going. Like,
I know you know where I'm going with it,
but it's like but you look at it, you try to like link everything up. Like, all right, like we, got hot, they hijacked the airplanes or whatever, but they weren't from Afghanistan. They weren't, you know what I mean? They weren't from Iraq. They were like 13 Saudi Arabians that hijacked the airplanes that were responsible. So why did we go to Saudi Arabia? But oh wait, Saudi Arabia, they give us a lot of money. They pay for a lot of stuff. Is that connection is there? So we just invade a whole nother country, and that's okay. And we're just looking for weapons of mass destruction, which they never existed apparently.
Right. I mean,
so it's like, where's all that? Like, what happened? Like, I mean, I hate to be the guy that says this, but like 9/11, like that shit was crazy. The terrorists, fuck them. They're pieces of shits. I hope they burn in hell, even though they think they get all these virgins. But why would they want to bomb us or throw planes in the buildings in the first place? Did the America like maybe bomb their countries looking for oil or something like that and killed innocent people? Did they get mad at us first? Or they just grew up hating us, hating the Western style of life, hating to treat women with like dignity and respect? Did they just hate our way of life and they started it first? It just seems like, I don't know, like it just, because America ain't too, let's face it, ain't the perfect country in the world. We do some stupid shit sometimes. Now, did we just do stupid shit and they retaliated in a way? Like, I don't know. Like,
well, why
would people do that? Like, why would people do that's like my point. Like, why would people do that in the first place?
Yeah, nobody wants to admit it, and you're looked at like as a piece of shit to say that maybe the country did something in order to get retaliated against. Because I watched something the other day, I guess that I don't know how far off from 9/11 this conversation happened, but it was like Rand Paul, I think, and Mayor Giuliani, and Paul was basically saying like, we did stuff, we killed people, innocent fucking people, and a fucking retaliation happens, which fucking isn't too far off to think, right? If you kill, just like when we were younger, right? All you would hear back in the day is we dropped more bombs on this country or this part of fucking Iraq or Iran, right? Oh, we would
always.
You don't even bat an eye.
Because we're the power country with power.
Right. But innocent people died there. Kids died. Parents died. Cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents. Everybody, people died there that had nothing to do with any sort of war that was going on. So eventually people are going to get fed up enough. Like I get fed up enough. I get to the point, like even just from this vaccine shit, I go fucking nuts. Like, but just think about like they blow Yonkers up and fucking 450 people die on your block or something like that.
Right.
And then it happens to the neighboring Eastchester and then fucking Bronxville and Scarsdale. And then eventually everybody's like, yo, I fucking had enough of this shit, man. Right.
Right.
So you have to at least take a step back and say, maybe we did something and justifying it. We're not fucking justifying it. You shouldn't be bombed. You should never have to fucking fear for your fucking life or anything like that. But there's a possibility like that they just didn't wake up one day and just say, let's just kill random people. That It was a thing that happened to them and said, you know what? We had fucking enough. And I'm not, trust me, I'm not justifying. Like Mike said, they deserve a fucking special spot in hell. Anybody that takes revenge or fucking kills anybody is a fucking piece of shit.
100%.
Right? But you have to also be able to step back and say, what the fuck did I do to fucking play a part in this? And not you personally, but what did your government fucking do? What did the fucking like, you know what I mean? Like the military fucking follows orders, but what did the government fucking do? Right. Why don't we stay the fuck out of everybody's business? Like everybody makes fun of who's the neutral country? Sweden or like everybody says, oh, I'm neutral.
Pussy.
But at least they don't send their fucking their teenager kids to fucking go die for your fucking piece of shit money-making wars and stuff like that. Like protect yourself, go ahead, protect the country. But come on, man, we're not fucking stupid.
Why do the innocent people out of all these places have to pay the price for the higher powers authority to make these decisions, to make this happen? Why don't they fight the fight if they want to, or they want to start shit? Why don't they pay the price? Why does innocent people going around doing their normal lives, you know, kids going to school, like why do these people have to pay for that? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Why are the people around the globe even allowing that to happen? Like we need to finally like step up and get rid of these powers that be to make these crazy decisions. Like I'm sure if you go around to everybody in all parts of these fucking places, wherever the hell they live, Afghanistan, whatever, Saudi Arabia, anywhere, and you ask them, what would you want? Do you want just everybody? Do you just want to be left alone and just live? I'm sure 100% people like, yeah, just leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
You know, if you just left alone, that's fucking fantastic, man.
Right.
Like that would bring peace to the world. Just leave me the fuck alone. It's so easy to say.
Right.
Like, you don't need to go to their country. You don't need to bomb them. You don't need to take their resources. Like, you know? So, and I mean, shit. And then innocent people are jumping on the buildings and, you know, other people's lives that knew them or they're just like their whole lives changed immediately because of that day. Like, it's so sad, man. Like, of course, these terrorists, like, I would love to grab my hands on them and just like, I don't know, just get them in a room and just be able to beat the shit out of them, like one-on-one or whatever, you know, where you just like bang, bang, bang. You kick the shit out of them for like, I don't know, forever, like until they fucking die, like right there. I would love to physically beat this shit. Or even like sometimes I fantasize about like, if I knew like where these people were that were planning the terrors, like say they went down to a building in the Bronx and they were planning these attacks, like they all got together. And then I was like, all right, I just show up to their fucking room with like pretending I'm a pizza man, but I have a fucking like double gauge barrel shotgun right in there. Just start blowing these motherfuckers' heads off. And then boom, none of that shit ever happens. You know, I wish I like, I don't know. I wish like somebody was able, you know, knew that was going to happen. Like, and they could have done something to stop it. But imagine how many other times it's probably like, we don't even know about, like where some person probably stopped like major attacks from happening, but we never found out about it.
Right. Now, let me ask you a question that's going to probably, I don't know, maybe it'll piss people off, whatever, but I'm going to play the devil's advocate, which maybe I do sometimes, maybe I don't. Now, pretend you're that terrorist and your whole fucking everybody that you know got killed by a bomb, and you're like, fuck it, I'm joining the cause, man. I got nothing left. I got nobody left. I will fucking avenge my fucking everybody, my family, my friends. I will fucking avenge them. And you're now the terrorists. And now they shot you down.
Right.
And your last fucking thoughts to yourself was like, I fucking failed them. But that's what you were going for. You were trying to fucking avenge them somehow, right? And it's crazy that you got to think like that. But what do you think they're thinking in their head?
Right. People just don't randomly want to do that kind of shit. That's insane. To hijack airplanes, fly in the building with people aboard.
Right. They've gotten to the point where they have no respect for human life.
That's insane.
But why? And everybody will probably, listeners, if we had 1 million listeners, because they're pieces of shit and they've been raised that way. But why was they raised that way, man? Why?
Why are they pieces of shits?
Right. And you could say that about anybody. You could say that about the gangbanger on the fucking street, right? Why is he this way?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a fucking family and he had to fucking be raised by the streets and now he's in fucking prison. It's the same fucking thing, you know, and people don't want to fucking listen to it. But I mean, when you're raised a certain fucking way or brought into this fucking belief or something happens to you, you change as a human being and you fucking react to it. And if everybody around it's doing it and you're young, I mean, look at the gangs. They pick the young people because they're fucking impressionable.
Right.
I'm sure that the Taliban probably does the fucking saying ISIS does the same fucking thing.
Right.
You know? Oh, your cousin got blown up just going to the store the other day. Join us. We're gonna get back at them.
Dude,
and they're gonna do whatever the fuck they can to do it.
They brainwash them. You're right. They get them young. Then they fucking brainwash them. It's just like recruiting people to a fucking gang, man.
Right. It's like the KKK. It's like
do
fucking
bad shit.
Join our fucking feel better. Find a friend. Right. Join this fucking gang. Join that fucking gang. It's all fucking gang at the end of the fucking day.
That's all they know. Imagine growing up living that kind of life.
No, it's terrible, man. These poor fucking people, man. And I'm not talking about the poor Taliban guys. I'm talking about the poor people that everybody bombs all the fucking time. And you just read it in the newspaper and then go about your day like, oh yeah, 14 people died in Iraq the other day by a bomb that we threw on Iraq, because in the military rules, you can't just go in there and assassinate Saddam Hussein. So let's just bomb the area that we think he's in. You fucking idiots.
Okay.
You follow the rules for that?
Right.
You fucking pieces of shit.
It's just like, it took America to realize, like, why are they going there? Like, it took them a few years to people to start questioning that. Like, why are we in there?
Right.
We probably should be somewhere else, shouldn't we?
Yeah, you should probably be in your fucking house having family time. You know, these poor fucking kids that are sent there. And I respect you guys. You're there to protect us. But I feel very bad for them that they're sent over there.
Yeah.
To fucking to potentially die for a cause that, I don't know. Look what happened. It's gone. What we did is over in Afghanistan. It's done. It's all been fucking nullified, and it's probably worse. Worse than ever. The whole government probably, if it hasn't been, will be taken over by the Taliban, which means, like I said, probably a couple weeks ago, that it's just a fucking reason now to say we could go to war with all of Afghanistan. Instead of just the war on terrorism, we're going to go to war with Afghanistan. And then any of the other Middle Eastern countries that support them, shit. Now we have to bomb this country and that country and that country, right? And what is it? I mean, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, all probably fucking in it together. Fucking who else knows what? Now we're just going to go to a war with all of Middle East, man, which is what everybody's been fucking probably wanted for fucking years.
That they failed on purpose. Maybe that's to fail on purpose. We're going to look back at a couple of years like, did they fail on purpose? Because we're America. We should have been able to fix that mess before we left.
Right.
Wouldn't you think?
Right. It's not like you forgot your sunglasses at your friend's house at a party. You forgot fucking $3 bazillion worth of fucking artillery. You fucking idiots. What kind of stupid fuck? Why are you leaving that stuff there with a weakened fucking force? You guys will be all right. Just pull the trigger. Just pull the trigger, man. Fucking idiots, man. Idiots. Why not just leave why not leave soldiers there? If you have it stabilized, right? And nobody's getting killed. None of the soldiers get killed. Leave them there on a good fucking detail to make a great fucking give them a shitload of money, which they should make more money than anybody on the fucking planet. Anybody.
Yep.
Give them fucking all this money. Let them fucking sit there and protect it. Keep it going. Maybe we'll cause some peace, but that would have caused too much fucking peace, right?
Right. You can't have them working over there, having a nice job, start planting vegetables, making a garden. You can't have that happen. It would never turn out that nice. It's just amazing. I never got a chance. Yeah, but it's crazy, man. But anyway, like, getting back to like the Twin Towers, like I know people like were debating on whether like, jet fuel can take down the Twin Towers. So when I was doing like more research and watch a lot of documentaries or whatever about it, when they originally were building the Twin Towers in like the 1970s or whatever, I think it's been around like since then. And it took like 10 years to complete or whatever. And, once they had that going on, like they were hiring like other people, like for the staircase, for the ceilings, for the tiles, like they had different contractors pretty much. So they hired a contractor to have like that made the floors, but put like a flame like retardant or whatever to keep like from not getting that hot or burning up or whatever, like a special thing. So the guy that was getting paid to do that worked for John Gotti. He was a mobster. And instead of him using all like the same material to cover each floor, he kind of like cheapened out on it and did like a really half-assed job. So it wasn't that quote unquote fire protective like each floor.
Yeah.
So when the plane hit and it leaked all the fuel, each floor was burning up, like, each going down or whatever. And then that's why the building like caved in on itself. And then you had that pancake effect where floor to floor was going, because that guy, John Gotti, John Gotti's boy fucking cheaping out on that shit. It should have been built a lot better, a lot sturdier. And when John Gotti found out that he was, cheaping out and was collecting all this money for himself, all of a sudden that dude ended up dead in the bottom of the World Trade Center. He was one of the very first casualties of that. Even when they were building the Twin Towers, like, 60 people died building that thing.
I could imagine they all fall off the fucking beams and shit, right?
I don't know. Like it was definitely a lot of accidents to bring up like steel beams. Like it was. I mean, that's a fucking shitload of work, man.
And a lot of people say though that I haven't seen the video of them falling down, but recently, but they say that there's no way in hell that those beams got hot enough to fucking melt and collapse the fucking building. But I mean, what you just said makes sense, but they never said like, they're just saying the type of metal in these, you know what I mean? Like that it should never be able to get that hot. Is the flame retardant material, was that just the walls, the paint? You know what I mean? Or was it, you know what I mean? The metal, they're saying should never have been able to get that hot where the whole building would fall, because who knows how tall it is. Is it going to get that hot, all of the beams to the point where it melts? That's what they say, right? And, you could read it till your fucking face turns blue. Some people say it is, and some people call you a fucking moron for even thinking about it.
Fuck them.
I mean, I never, like, when I was watching the video, I never expected the Twin Towers to just cave in on itself. I'm like, all right, an airplane hit it. Like, it's a fucking huge, sturdy building. Like, it's not, none of that could just tip over. Like, you know what I mean? It was built to cave in on itself, like pretty much like the way it is. Can you imagine if that building like just fell to the side? Like, like it would have been even more devastating.
Could you imagine the science behind that fucking thing? Like in realisticness, it should blow over in the wind.
Yeah, they made it for like when the wind blows, it like sways like 3 feet each way. Like,
man.
Like, how do you know to do that? Like,
right.
You know how they tested it, like when they were testing, like to see if people would feel it, like and feel the building in the wind before they had this steady, like, post they put in. They had people go for a free eye test. So they went for a free eye test in the World Trade Center. So people would go in, the wind was blowing, and if people felt sick, like they would know that, and they didn't tell them. Like, they just thought they were getting a free eye test, but they really weren't. You know what I mean? It was just to get them in the door to study them.
Right.
And they noticed like 99% of them felt sick. They felt ill because they were swaying and moving around. They got like stomach sickness.
Yeah.
So they knew to put like extra posts or whatever in the World Trade Center to keep it only swaying like this much. Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy how like people know that kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, how do you know that kind of, how do you build those fucking things? Like, how do you build those buildings? Like, that's why in the 1970s, like,
Yeah.
you know, when you pretty much didn't have the technology we have now, like, how do you make that? Like, wild, man.
Yeah.
Some smart motherfuckers out there.
I know. But there's mathematics behind it. It's like if you go up this high, you got to be at least this wide, or
Yeah.
you need to have these stabilizing bars, and then you're not going to fall.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like fucking math. It's crazy.
It seems pretty easy. It seems like say if I work with a contractor like that or one of those guys like architect, if he just taught me how to be an architect and learn how to do that kind of stuff, I could be an architect. I don't need to go to school for like 4 or 5 years, learn architecture. Like, yo, motherfucker, just tell me what to do. And then I'll get it. It's all about on the job training, man.
100%. Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, every job that I've ever had, college never helped me for anything.
Nope. No, learning is stupid. Like, don't go to school to learn. You go to school to party, man.
It's true.
You know, I don't remember learning anything in like high school, college, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even my script is fucking bad. Like, you ever try signing your name like on something like with signature, with cursive? Is that cursive?
Yeah.
So I was trying to do cursive. Like, you won't know who the hell what my name is. Like, if you looked at my signature, you're like, what is this? I don't know how it got so bad. It used to be like so perfect.
I mean, I could write really nice script, but I write like a fucking slob, like a fucking lunatic when I write.
Right.
If I take my time, it's beautiful still.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I mean. Like, you know, it's like almost like you don't got time for it.
Like,
it would take me fucking like an extra. It would take me probably a good 10 minutes to really write my name really right. Like, and I'm like, I can't do that. Imagine like I go to a bank or like I go to like say I go to your new job that you're gonna create where I have to sign a bunch of paperwork, right?
Yeah.
And now if you look at me and this guy Mike is fucking signing his name so perfectly for 10 minutes, you would look at me like I'm an insane person. Imagine like, oh, you got to sign in like 10 different places. Like, all right, we're going to be here for an hour. So take your 10-minute break and come back, you know, have a quick snack. I'll be signing away. Like I need to like, I don't know. I need to write that shit fast, like a fucking animal from the Muppet Babies.
Go crazy! Go stupid!
I don't know what it is. I write notes down at work, and I'm like, I look back at them sometimes. I'm like, is that a word? I don't even understand the sentence. Sometimes I'm like, I gotta think back. I see the word, and I'm like, I gotta put myself into the position where I was when I took the notes to be like, what could this possibly have meant?
What English, motherfucker? Do you speak it?
Wrote this? Yeah, there's sometimes like I used to write like I used to keep a pen and a pad like on the side of my bed. So then like so I used to have some crazy dreams. And I'm like, oh, I gotta remember this, or like it's always something you want to remember, like when you know dreamt it or whatever, or like an idea.
Yeah.
So one morning I woke up and I'm trying to read like what I wrote at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It looked like fucking like I'm Dexter, like, and I'm going to kill people. Like it looked like a fucking crazy man fucking wrote that shit or cut like the letters out of like a magazine and put it like I'm gonna kill you. Like I'm like, who the hell fucking wrote this kind of crazy shit?
Dude, I had a dream last night that I remember some of, but right before I woke up, I was so in this dream, and I woke up, I was like, how the fuck don't I remember this dream? I remember being so in it.
Right.
Like, and then when I woke up, it just fucking drifted. And I know it's right here because I could see some of the
feeling. Yeah.
But I can't fucking let it break out, man. I don't know what was going on.
That's the worst feeling, man. I hate that. Like I'm like, because I know, like, yeah, you're right. It was so fucking good, and I'm such a dumbass. I can't fucking remember it, man. Oh, those are the fucking worst, man. That's why I was started leaving like notes and pens by my bed to like write this crazy shit down, man.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
I don't know if I'd be able to fucking write anything in the middle of the night.
Nah, you'd be surprised, man. Just like a quick note. Like I talk about like quick notes, like just so you remember it.
Yeah.
Like you write down a couple words just so you would remember like what the hell you were talking about. So it's just about like on my pad, it was just like I told you, it was a crazy person. It was just like a bunch of like, 2 words on each like sentence or whatever. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I must be fucking insane to have fucking dreams like this.
Dude, when I get like really fucking marijuana'd out sometimes, as they say, I'll be laying down and I'll be thinking of something that I would have never thought before. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Brilliant.
Like brilliant, right?
Yeah.
I wake up, I'm like, no idea. As soon as I snap out of it, no fucking idea. And I know that what I was thinking of was fucking groundbreaking.
Gold. It was fucking, it was gold. Dude, to miss out on those groundbreaking moments, man. Yeah, I know, man. I know.
But it's probably something like, yo, man, you don't have to use a chocolate bar to make a s'mores. You could just put Nutella and a marshmallow on it and throw it in the micro, and it's the same thing, man.
Right. It's probably so fucking stupid, Like, oh, I gotta buy marshmallow fluff later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb, man. It's so dumb.
Oh yeah, it's more Nutella and fluff is basically a fucking s'more.
Oh, dude, fluff is the best. Like when you were a kid, I used to scoop out the fluff like it was so messy, fucking sticking everywhere. Oh, it was the fucking best, man. Peanut butter and fluff.
He's so fluffy,
I didn't even have like
die.
the fucking Nutella and shit. Like it was peanut butter and fluff on bread.
Imagine Nutella, peanut butter, and fluff.
Like right now, yeah. Yo, I would love a gallon of fluff right now. I would throw that down like a monster.
Holy shit.
Like I don't even know what that stuff is, but it's so fucking delicious.
It's fake marshmallow, even though imagine getting anything faker than a marshmallow.
Faker than a marshmallow. That's fluff.
Fake mallow.
Yo, fluff. What kind of maniac made that?
Yeah, right. Somebody was just like, I'm not going to college, Mom. I'm gonna make fluff.
Get out.
Did you say you're gonna be a fluffer? No, I said I'm gonna make fluff, Ma.
Not on the porn set. Not a fluffer.
And then the dude made fluff.
Oh,
he probably made it by accident. He was probably like, I don't know.
It's probably the most disgusting thing I ever ate when I was a kid, I think.
It was a fucking marshmallow, Mike.
No, you know what? No, I'll tell you what. You know what I used to eat, which is fucking disgusting? I used to ask my mom for just mustard on bread. And I loved it. I love mustard so much that I wanted to put it on something. So she'd take out like Wonder Bread. She spread the fucking mustard, like French's mustard, like French's one, like the fucking real mustard, the original mustard like you get everywhere. And I spread that on. I used to have mustard on bread, man. Like, yeah, I was a fat little fuck. You can't do that. You can't just eat mustard on bread. Like, who does that?
Let me get a Reuben sandwich. Get the corn, get the whatever it is meat off, and keep the cheese off. So you want bread? No, I want bread and mustard. I want a Reuben. I want bread and mustard, Reuben.
Can I get the mic? The number 9? The trainer?
the fucking mustard sandwich? Yeah.
Like, all right, can I get an Italian club? Just take the lettuce off, take the tomatoes, take the pepperoni, the sausage, take all that shit off. All right, just leave that on. Like a psychopath. You might as well just go in and ask, can I get mustard on bread? Yo, what kind of sick fuck? It sounds like I'm a crackhead. Like, let me just get that mustard on bread now.
Awesome. They give it to you for free. They're like, here, buddy. Take care.
It's like, here, man. Fucking Mike's back for his fucking 25-ounce can and mustard on bread. There goes a Pabst Blue Ribbon and I'm fucking mustard on bread. I'm like, I'm fucking South Bronx.
Mike goes up to the guy. He's like, oh, let me get a turkey sandwich. He's like, and how much for mustard? He's like, nah, it's free. All right, take the turkey and the cheese off, right? He's like, and the guy's just putting mustard on. He's like, more. He's like, is that enough? More. You said it was free, right? Yeah, it's free. More. It's just a huge fucking mustard sandwich.
Go to a diner. It's like, hey, got that piece of bread? All right, give me all the mustard you have. Tripping off the side of fucking Wonder Bread.
Put all the mustard in a preheat all your stoves. Put all the mustard in a bowl, in a pot.
Oh my God.
When the stove is heated, do not put the mustard on the stove. Bring it out to me immediately. Shut your oven off. You're an idiot.
Holy shit, that's sick.
Mustard.
Did you eat anything like gross that you were a kid that you're not too proud of, like I am?
Not gross, but when I was younger, like I used to obviously get sandwiches for like lunch all the time. I get cold cuts, I get turkey and cheese, I get roast beef,
Man, living large.
Yeah. My mom would make me pepperoni sandwiches once in a while, right? Pepperoni, like medium-sized pepperoni, very thin on white bread. And all the time I would say, I fucking hate this sandwich. I hated it. I never liked it. Because I liked like the first 2 bites of it. Because there's only so much pepperoni you can have. But it was a stacked pepperoni sandwich on white bread. And all the time, you know how white bread would get stuck to the top of your, like the roof of your mouth?
Yeah.
This shit was, with the pepperoni, was like impenetrable. So you could be like 3 periods later in like school, still trying to get like, licking the top of your fucking mouth, trying to get this shit off. It formed like an adhesive bond that would never come off.
That's the fucking worst.
Who created pepperoni sandwiches?
Yo,
I
why'd
never
you
met
have
anybody that had pepperoni sandwiches?
Why'd you have like so much pepperoni? Did your mom like win like something at like ShopRite where like or a butcher gave her so much pepperoni like she got to get rid of it? Like let me just throw it on fucking Wonder Bread and like Nickel eat it. He fucking loves this shit.
I gotta bring this up because I like, it doesn't make sense. No, who gets that much pepperoni?
Yeah, you probably don't want to know the answers to that question. Like you should bring your fucking FaceTime like and just record your mom when you ask that question. I want to see her reaction. I bet she's like, she's probably like, lock the doors.
She's probably gonna be like, those days when you were really assholes, like on a Wednesday afternoon, I went to the deli and got pepperoni for you for the next time.
Because I knew you hated it.
Punishment. What was the best lunch that your mom like packed your lunch when you were younger?
Oh yeah.
What was the best thing? Like, was there anything? Like, oh, man.
It was the best. Where this is the best thing my mom ever did for me in grade school. That other kids copied this. So she used to heat up chicken nuggets right in the morning time.
Yeah.
Wrap it up in tinfoil. I used to eat that shit like 3 hours later. Didn't have to heat it up, nothing like that. I pulled out like ketchup package, the package she used to save me. And I used to pull out nuggets, right? And all the kids at the table were like looking like, holy shit, my man got nuggets. And I was like, yep. And I'm fucking scooping them up. Little kids next to me yo, can I get one? Can I get one? I'm like, nope. And I'm like, fucking, I never gave one up, man. They were fucking delicious, man.
Oh, shit.
The Weaver and the blue box.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Chicken nuggets. It was fucking gold, man. That's when chicken was real back in the day. Now, like you can't get real chicken anywhere. Those nuggets were fucking real, man. And then, dude, it's a fucking race. Now, then every kid, like, then Pugs, I remember Pugs was one of them. He copied. Like you could ask him. You could ask this question like next softball game we have when we see him again. And be like, listen, tell me about that fucking lunch. He started copying it. Then other people saw, everybody started bringing those fucking nuggets to lunch, man. It was like, that's my mom's original, man. Rest in peace, Mom. Thanks for those nuggets, man. Those shoes. I'm about to go get another box like right now. Fucking heat them up.
Shit. Yo, you know what's insane? Remember how, all right, this is going to be a complete like change of subject here, but
well, hold on. Why don't we take a quick commercial break and then we'll come right back. All right, so we'll take a quick commercial break.
We'll be right back
on the Mix It Up podcast. And we'll be right back.
Feed my nipples.
All right, we are back on the Mix It Up podcast. I'm Mike. That's Nick. Nick, you're going on to another topic we're going to discuss.
Yeah. So a few times this week, I actually texted Mike and said, yo, this is happening again. Where I was looking down, like somebody was saying something to me and said that, like, say a word like, or said somebody's name like Noah. And I looked at something on a spreadsheet and it said Noah at the same exact instant. And it happened to me like 3 times in a row within, I don't know, it was quick, right? I like texted you, I was like, happen again, like in an hour or something like that. And it wasn't just a fucking coincidence. It was like, I'm looking at a spreadsheet And at the very moment that I see this name at the bottom that says Noah, somebody texts me the word Noah, or somebody says Noah to me or something like that. And it was immediate. So
That's wild.
why I'm bringing this up again, because it happened multiple times throughout the week to me. And I was trying to like put it together and say like, and we were talking about, oh, it was Noah's Ark from last week, Mike. I was listening to the podcast and you said, this ain't Noah's Ark. And I'm listening to the podcast and I see Noah on the screen. And I'm like, that's insane. And then I think the word kind and kind came up somewhere or something, and Noah and kind. And I don't know, something happened there where I could actually correlate Noah like being the end of the world and this other word, but it happened simultaneously.
You said it happened at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. And then it happened again the other day, 2 times, like back to back. And I said it, I told my sister what was going on. And then it happened like a couple minutes again. I was like, Chris, it just fucking happened again. You know?
That's nuts.
Yeah. Like it was, and all right, maybe this could be, well, I'm in a restaurant and like, we're talking about Piermont, the city in New York, like over the bridge in Tappan Zee. And as soon as we're like, oh, you said Piermont, and somebody goes like this, Edgemont, like talking a completely different conversation in the background, and you hear Mont, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's insane. They could have said anything, you know?
That's bugged out. I don't know what's that about, to be honest with you. I mean, because they say there's no such thing as coincidences.
Right.
So like, I don't know. Maybe it's not a coincidence. I don't know. But don't know what to come with that, man.
But the reason I'm bringing that up is because I swear to God, Mike, this morning or this afternoon or something, I either smelled something or it made me remember the smell. And it was the microwavable fucking nuggets, man.
No way.
I swear to God. And I was like, oh man, those microwavable nuggets. And I was like, is it lunch from high school or is it nuggets? I was saying to myself, I was like, no, it was the microwavable nuggets, but they're similar to the ones in your cafeteria, you know?
So you're not the ones I brought from home. So you were thinking about the smell of nuggets before, and now I'm just mentioning nuggets on the podcast now.
But it was the
now it's happening in reverse.
Yeah, it was the microwavable nuggets that I thought of today, and then you brought it up just now.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna do like a little test if Eugene was on. I was gonna try to like see if I'm like a little bit psychic, because I had like a couple psychic moments, whatever. I want to see if I could put like words or like different colors in your head.
Yeah.
And I'd be able to think what you're thinking.
Purple.
We gotta try. Nah, I was way off then. So we're gonna try to think about that. Like, I want to do that like on next week's episode. Like whenever Eugene comes back on the pod, I want to see if that works. We won't bullshit. No bullshit before, like live. We'll fucking see. Want to see if I'm able to do that kind of shit.
I guess what
it's weird.
Oh yeah, I guessed what my card was today. We were playing like Indian rummy in my family downstairs. I was like, this is a jack, and I knew it. I was a jack, and it was a fucking jack. But you know when you fucking feel it though?
Yeah, it's a different. Yeah, when you know,
you know that it was that's a jack.
It's like when you're gambling and shit. It's like you know, like a good card, or no, this is gonna happen right now. You just kind of feel it.
Yeah.
But then you also know when you're feeling it, when you're like, oh, I'm in a bad rut.
Right.
You still do it anyway. You still gamble. Like, I knew I should get out of here. You have it. Like, you just got to start listening to yourself more.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Dude, I guessed this girl's birthday one time.
Oh, yeah.
On the nose. The first fucking try, Mike. I knew that this was her birthday. Right?
The date and everything. Not just a month. Not just
everything.
Month, the date, year.
Yeah. I was out on a date, and if my girlfriend's listening to this, it was just a play date. It was a friendly date. But anyway.
We'll bleep this out.
Yeah. So
put a fart noise in it.
I'm sitting across. I may have even told her the story. I don't know. I'm sitting across from her, and we're like, oh, what's your birthday? What's your birthday? I'm like, I'm gonna guess yours. I'm like, July 24th. I'll never forget that date. That was her fucking birthday. She was like, oh my God, what? Like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Like, so to the point where I was like, wait, does she probably think I'm stalking? I stalked her or something like that.
I'm surprised she didn't just get up and ran out the fucking wherever you guys were.
Dude, nailed it. And I fucking knew it was going to be that day. I fucking felt it. That's a 1 out of 365 and a half chance.
Yeah, dude, that's nuts.
Yeah.
If somebody pulled that kind of shit with me, I'm like, yo, I'm out. So I'm like, I would have been like, yo, I'm leaving slave to the grind for this stupid coffee date. I'm fucking running the fuck home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of shit like freaks me out, like in a way, man. Like how do you know that, man? How are you psychic? How are you able to have like psychic abilities? That's like that gotta mess with your head, wouldn't it?
Maybe it's just trusting your gut so strongly and never doubting it ever.
Never doubting it.
And then you become a psychic. That like, oh, I'm a psychic now because I know, oh, this is happening. Oh shit, I can like. Oh, but then you have to be in touch with somebody. There's other psychics that are like, Mike, you're gonna drink a beer later, and he knows that you're gonna drink a beer. Or in like 10 years, you'll be like, oh, Mike, you're gonna be a bazillionaire. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Or those psychics put it in your mind, and then you subconsciously become a fucking billionaire because like, oh shit, it's gonna happen anyway.
How do they do that though?
I don't know.
I want to. That's why I'm gonna Google later, like especially after I listen to the show. I'm gonna Google like how to become a psychic, and then I want to see like they got to be like because Google has everything. You can pretty much learn everything.
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube. Like I could probably just watch a YouTube video. Like, you know, if I ever want to perform open heart surgery, I'll just watch a YouTube video. Like, I can learn that shit like 15 minutes, probably. You know. So yeah, that's the way, man. It'd be interesting if you could teach yourself how to be psychic. So I'm sure there's like books or whatever like on it. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Shit, I never thought about that actually. If there's a book how to become a psychic, we should buy that shit.
Right, like that'd be fucking dope. Like, yo, how'd you learn it? Yo, fucking this shit for dummies, man. I fucking read that. I read the Cliff Notes. I read the fucking how to be a psychic for dummies, and I fucking learned that shit. Now I'm guessing what you're thinking. That'd be wild.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna learn that kind of shit. I'm gonna look it up.
Imagine psychics, like imagine you go to like a psychic school and they just like, okay, it's $1,000 a week, right? And you're like, all right, I got $1,000. And they just hold up cards, right? And they just go, what is this? And you go, a Ferrari. And they're like, no. And then every week, you know, and then finally, when they took so much money for you, they just go like this. What is this? And you're like a Ferrari, and you don't even show them like, yes. You know, and then they slowly start making you feel like you're a psychic.
Milkshake. Yep. Yeah, that's fucking great. What a scam that would be.
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow.
Be fucking
so
awesome,
just
though.
do it! Make your dreams.
You know what's
come
funny?
true.
As soon as
Nothing
it's 11:11 right now. I haven't looked up
what
at
are you
really the
waiting
time
for?
at all.
Do it!
And then when we just said that,
Just
you look
do
up and
it.
that's like a magic number, you know?
11-11's magic.
Yeah. All those like doubles and triples and quadruples and stuff.
That's something I gotta play on the roulette table. Then
You're supposed to make a wish on 11:11.
on 11-11.
Yeah.
You say it out loud.
You could say it out loud. You can make no, but I mean inside usually internally, but
I'm just gonna say that I want to get an extra like couple million listeners on the Mix It Up podcast.
yeah, we can always use another couple 100 million.
100 million, yeah. That's what I said. That's all I want. That's the wish on 11-11.
Yeah. Oh,
So you want to
what?
so you want to talk about like the last topic we're gonna get to, like vaccines and shit?
Oh yeah. Wait, we didn't talk about that yet, did we?
Nah, we didn't.
All
But
right.
this is the thing, man. Like, listen, if people want to get it, they get it. They don't, they don't. But now I know like 9 people that got the vaccine that recently got COVID. You know, between like people I know at the gym, people at work, blah blah blah. So like 9, and I know 2 people that didn't get the shot and they got COVID, and pretty much their symptoms are just like what everybody else symptoms is describing to myself, like all right,
Right.
stuffy nose, like a little bit of a cough, whatever, tired. It's pretty much the same thing. So like, are the vaccines like not working? And then like, why are these vaccine makers like immune from liability?
Right.
So if you get sick or whatever, you get something wrong with you from taking the vaccine, why are they exempt? Why can't you sue them? I don't understand that. Why are people like okay with that? Would you be okay with that?
No, I mean, no.
Like, I mean, I want to be like, if something like if I grew another arm, I want to be able to be like, all right, this company that I get this shot gave me this extra arm. It don't do shit. It looks fucking weird. I want to be able to sue them to cover my costs to get my arm chopped off. You know, it's just like, like fucking do something, man. Like I should be able to do that. Like you want me to take this vaccine, but nobody's liable.
Right.
So I'm just a guinea pig for taking it with no liability from any
right.
Like everybody's liable. Like there was a dude at Giant Stadium that bought a hot dog on Sunday at the Giant game, and the ketchup had maggots on it. Like so, they poured the ketchup on the hot dog. Like a company's liable for that, so he's gonna get paid just based off that. So I'm gonna stick this needle in my body that you made that you say it's a vaccine, whatever it could be. But what if your vaccine's fucked up, and then I shoot myself and I can't sue. I just. Like, why would you take that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now people are getting forced to fucking take it. They're getting forced. Otherwise, they lose their job. Like, they lose their livelihood. Who can afford to lose their livelihood?
Yeah.
You're going to eventually have to get shot, man. And then they're going to shoot you again and again. They're going to boost you up. And it's just never going to fucking end. It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything.
I mean...
You look like a little kid, man. You look like a little kid who hit his head after you just look down. Don't do anything.
Sick of this shit. Come out with some real shit, man. What the fuck?
I hear you, buddy. I hear you. I mean, you can get at least you even get a two-year warranty on a fucking TV.
Right. I got people that call my cell phone all hours of the day asking if I want an extended warranty on my fucking Jeep. Like my Jeep has like, I remember my old Jeep Liberty had like 118,000 miles. I still had these miles. Like, yeah, you want an extra warranty? I'm like, I got 120,000 miles on it. It's going to die in like a couple of days. Like, I'm sure you're not going to cover that.
People are signing waivers too, right? Like you have to sign something before you get this vaccine, right?
I'm pretty sure, like, yeah.
And nobody really looks at that.
No, so, you just sign it. You're signing pretty much your rights away.
Yeah, and if you try to, like, something does happen to you and you try to sue, there's just in the contract says, oh, you just signed that you will not sue if something happens to you, which is absolutely insane. If that's in it, which I'm sure it probably fucking is, right? Because if there's no liability involved, if the government basically signed off and says you guys aren't liable, well, I guess you'd have to sue the government. Maybe the government's saying,
maybe you have to sue the government is right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Like, I ain't taking my time signing that fucking piece of paper. I'm definitely writing that shit fast where they won't be able to understand what the fuck my fucking name is.
Sure.
Ain't writing perfect cursor and that fucking thing for 10 months and know exact my name. Fuck that. I don't believe even these vaccines stop like transmission or infection between everybody.
Well, they already said that it doesn't. So,
so what the fuck, man?
And also, I mean, like we always say, you can never really trust the numbers. So everybody says, like when it first started, you would hear of, oh, nobody, this guy had like a cough and then this guy was terrible, right? And now it's like, okay, this guy had a cough who was vaccinated and now the unvaccinated is terrible. But like, they're only telling you what they want to tell you. I mean, it could be an equal amount of vaccinated that's terrible to not terrible as unvaccinated to terrible to not terrible. They're only going to tell you what they say. So, I mean, these people, and when you have the conversation with people, everybody says the same shit. Well, no, the vaccinated people are not doing this. Non-vaccinated people are doing this.
Right.
It's just back and forth from what you hear or want to hear. I don't know. Maybe the numbers are out there somewhere, but you only hear your extreme side.
Right.
And
they're trying to make you pick a side.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is. They're trying to make you pick a side. But they don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear like, there's a 7.4% survival rate from the people that get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and they bloat the numbers for the COVID deaths too. So pretty much like, I guess it's for like insurance purposes or whatever, but they report like if everyone that dies with COVID in their body, they pretty much count it as having died of COVID. And that's two different things. You could have COVID in your system where you have no symptoms, but you die of like hang gliding or whatever. But because you had fucking COVID in your system when you were hang gliding, we're going to say it's a COVID death so we could bloat the numbers and get paid. That's
Right.
all it is. It's just a fucking money grab. So, and I'm sure they're just lying on everything. Like, people dying of like, being obese or heart attack or whatever the fuck, pneumonia, because people do die from that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But they just say, oh, you die from COVID pneumonia or,
Right.
hang gliding COVID. It's like they just keep like nonstop, man. And they just blow the fucking numbers, man. Why are they doing that? Like does Fauci is Fauci getting paid for that kind of shit?
Well, why would anybody offer like a hospital $34,000 or whatever it was, 17,000? It was some stupid number, right? That if somebody died in the hospital, you're getting like a $14,000 stipend or whatever.
Right. Some
right?
right?
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. That's a
Dude,
good question.
The fucking hospital, the people, whoever was in charge of the hospital was probably praying for people to die.
Right. Like, oh, next.
Yeah.
That could be why they were placing them on ventilators. Because once you get placed on a ventilator, like you're done.
Yeah.
Like, because your body like relies on that machine like breathing for you. You can't recover from that.
Right.
And they were just shoving everybody, like healthy people, on ventilators because they were complaining about shortness of breath or whatever. So they panicked and like, oh, we need, like, why did Governor Cuomo say, hey, we need more ventilators in New York? Trump's not getting us the ventilators. Like, if you got all the ventilators, you would have killed even more people.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think that I think they learned, like, because hospitals didn't know what the fuck was going on. I think they just like thought it was the right thing to do because they thought they were going to die if they didn't put them on ventilators. So maybe they just learned from their mistakes, because you don't hear a lot about that now with the Delta variant, with people going on ventilators, right? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, I haven't really heard much about anything. I don't really pay attention to it much, but is that what's going on?
Yeah, I do. Like, you don't hear anybody getting hooked up to ventilators no more. Maybe like you get like a little walk around with a little oxygen tank, like the NFL players do when on the sideline and they can't fucking breathe. So maybe that's like a help, like a thing to help you breathe or whatever. But like, come on, man, it's a 99% survival rate. Why is everybody still panicking over this fucking bullshit? Kids, like I know like a class, like little kids, like they had to wear their mask, they have this going on. And then they cancel an event that's outside. Why are they canceling an event that it's outside, but you're forcing the kids to go to school anyway? Like, why are you canceling their trick-or-treating or whatever? It just, all this shit just doesn't make sense. It just seems like a mind fuck. Like they're fucking with you.
Right. Like they actually care if like 15 people in the neighborhood get corona during fucking Halloween trick-or-treating. Like they actually give a shit about that.
Right.
You can't go trick-or-treating. Do people really give a shit? Like,
I'm not like, when I hand the candy out to the people, I'm not like, I throw it in their fucking basket. I'm not handing it to them. They're not touching me. I pretty much just chuck it at them, pretty much. Because after like 10 of them, like they just fucking ringing your bell. And these kids don't live in your neighborhood. They fucking travel there and they're all fucking lining up at your door. You just get fed up at a time. You just start taking candy, like, yo, fucking get the fuck out of here. Like, or you shut your light off and pretend like you're fucking not home, like the boogeyman or some like Michael Myers is outside your house ready to come kill you. You shut all the lights off, you lock the doors, and they still fucking come ring the bell like assholes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to this trick or treat. This should be fun.
Well, we talk about it, canceling everything, canceling your trick or treating, they're canceling everything again, huh?
Everything, man. It's just gonna start over. Like, look at Australia with the COVID mandate. If you leave your house without getting the COVID shot, they pretty much like attack you, arrest you. Like you can't go anywhere with the COVID without the COVID passport. Australia is just fucking, they're losing their fucking minds, man. And you notice that they don't put any of that Australia shit on the mainstream media. Yeah. They don't want to, you have to go, like, you have to look it up. You have to find out what's going on in the world. They don't put that on like Fox 5 News. You never hear about it like on these news, barely at all, but you go on, you see what's really going on. That's insane. And they're saying like what's happening there is going to happen here in America. We're pretty much going to have like a card on you at all times. You're going to have some kind of documentation saying you got the shot. And if you leave your house without it, they're pretty much just going to arrest you or beat the shit out of you. Like, oh, that's fucking nuts, right?
Well, In Australia, those are the people that had like a sticker that was going on their door to like say if they had the vaccine, their vaccine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, your neighbors will know, and then their responsibility is to rat you out if they see you leaving your house.
Right. So so whoever picks that side,
right,
they're getting them to like, hey, he's fucking unvaccinated. But there's a lot more. There's a lot more the people that feel like their rights are getting taken away. There's a lot more of them people in Australia, which is a good thing because they're fighting back. They don't want to. They don't want to deal with all this fucking bullshit.
right.
But all that chaos, that division, is causing a big uproar there, and they're saying eventually that's going to come here when they start really putting the hammer down, because you start seeing like, hey, if you don't have a card, you can't come here. You can't come here. Now Biden had that press conference the other day, like that jackass. It's like, all workers, I'm demanding companies with 100 or more employees, it has to get that vaccine. How could you force people to get a shot in your arm? Like, who are you getting paid for? And then if you look a couple months months ago when Trump was president, the same clown Biden with Harris, with other people, were saying like, we'll never get the vaccine. I want to know where it's coming from. I don't trust this. I need a long-term study. They were saying the complete opposite last time. If you look at the Mix It Up podcast on Twitter at the Mix It Up pod, you could see these videos of these people that are saying to get the vaccine now were saying don't get the vaccine months ago. So tell me this ain't like a political fucking virus. It's all political. It's all bullshit. And we're not standing up for ourselves for it. And we should.
And I mean, the Democrats, not to get parties involved, but the Democrats in whatever, the Senate and the Congress, I don't know, whoever hated Trump the most.
I forgot which ones.
They basically slowed down the process of the vaccine getting out, right?
Right.
And
originally,
how about that? You should be put in jail. You should be fucking destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, you should be executed for something like that. You killed people
now
for your fucking selfishness and your partisanship. And then with the $1,400 shit, the bickering over it, and there's legit people who can't feed their kids and are starving, and you guys are bickering about it for partisanship. To get your people in there and make more fucking money for yourselves. Selfish, man.
Dude. Selfish. You said it. Like, did they slow now? Like, you said, did they slow down the virus? Right? They slowed it down. But did they slow down the virus just so when they became in office, they would have the virus then? Was that the reason?
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. That's insane for them to. They should be like, hey, if the vaccine's all safe, they would want it to come out immediately to help these people.
Right.
Right. You would think, but them just pushing it off, going against it just so they could have it come out when they're in power, which is just like, so they could get credit for it pretty much.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. These people are fucking crazy.
You know what fucked us, Mike? The FBI and CIA coming down on the mafia. Because there's nobody to put these motherfuckers in line now anymore, to just throw them up against the fucking wall. But this is how it's going to fucking go, you piece of shit.
Maybe that was part of the plan too with that.
Yeah.
Get these people out so we don't have no competition. No, like.
Right.
Wow.
Level-headed in quotations.
Yeah, quotations.
People,
big,
you know what I mean?
Part.
But people that think like a normal human being, and
like,
they're trying to make money, but they're not trying to hurt people, really. They're not trying to kill like massive amounts of innocent people. They'll put those motherfuckers in check, man. They really would.
Yeah, they definitely would. Because you'd be like, I could hear them all now. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
Yo, then you fucking grab them by the shirt and then like, yo, what the fuck you doing? You fucking can't fuck around like this. And that's it. You need more people like this. Because there's nobody like that anymore.
I know.
That's why you watch, like, if you ever watch, like, these poor, like, Asian, like the elderly Asian woman, remember that when they were getting beat up by these maniacs, they were just getting punched in the head, like when they're walking down the street. people just fucking breaking out their cameras and just fucking recording them and not doing anything about it. Like if if I seen a poor elderly Asian woman just get punched in the head, like walking on the sidewalk, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck? I grabbed this dude. I'm like, we have to start fighting. Like, you can't just let that happen as a man. Like, that's just insane to me. Like, my normal reaction would just be like, yo, you got to get punched. Like, you got to get it. Like, there's something matter with you to do that kind of crazy shit.
I got a good correlation here. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is videotaping something like that and is of a certain age, right, 18 or over, they have a more of a responsibility. They should to jump in and help somebody, right? Because that should be illegal to do. Because number one, you are not looking out for your neighbor, right? Yep. But here's your correlation time. When it comes to the vaccine, you're a selfish piece of shit for not getting the shot because you're not looking out for my safety. So you're looked down upon as opposed to the guy that videotapes a fucking crime happening right in front of his fucking face. Nobody says anything about him other than, oh man, cool video. Right. Oh man, I probably would have jumped in maybe at that point. No, that motherfucker should have the responsibility to jump in. He should go to fucking prison for that shit.
Like people liking all those fucking videos for him not doing shit.
Yeah.
Wow, dude, I didn't even think of it like that.
Should be held responsible, man. Everybody, you're now apparently you have
what's the difference?
Responsibility to take care of everybody around you. You know?
That's right. That should be the main. That should be like an easy responsibility.
Right.
Why aren't people like picking a side on that case?
Right.
Oh, you didn't do shit? Why didn't you do shit? You should have done shit.
Right.
But you didn't do shit. Yeah.
This is the same people that rely on. They're the same people that rely on everybody to do everything for them. So they expect the government to save them from everything. They expect you to fucking do this for them, that for them, that for them. This. I'm not even talking about any type of class of people: low class, lower class, middle class, upper class.
100%.
Same type of people in this situation. They want you to fucking have to fucking take care of them. Oh, you have to do this for me. Oh, you have to do this for me. Fuck you. What are you doing for anybody? Like when it comes to your choices or decisions, it's fine. But like this, and now people have given you the right to be like, oh yeah, you piece. It's the same shit, man. Like where you get these rights. Yeah. Guess what? You owe it to you. You owe it to me. You owe it to me. You didn't even hold the door for me the other day when we were walking out of CVS, you dickhead. And I owe it to you. Get the fuck out of here.
That's when you gotta put one of those fucking heads through the fucking door at CVS.
We need mob.
Right through.
Mafiosa, baby. Tony Soprano. Tony Soprano. We out. Yo, I'm on it. Right? Fucking hits him with a little backhand and some gabagool. And you hear them in the office like, wow, my God, why do we keep trying this with Tony Kaprabruski? Right. It's over. It's over. He runs the show now.
I don't want to get hit with gabagool again.
Right. Like, all we know is the Tappan Zee Bridge. Tappan Zee Bridge goes back to the Tappan Zee. When Tony Kaprishki's in the fucking office. I mean, all the Italians got jobs again.
You just need a level-headed person. Mobster, preferably, to do this job.
I mean, they got to have toughness, though. They can't just be a level-headed person. They got to have some backing going on.
That's what I mean. You got to be fucking a little bit of a maniac. You got to be able to punch heads. If you're able to punch heads, like, you're good. You know what I mean?
Dude, we got a little midget like Mini-Me that runs the whole show, right?
I shall call him
He's the fucking head of the family. He walks into the White House. He's like, everybody put your head down. Get down and punch your head down. I'm here to punch heads.
Everybody duck. I got to punch heads. You get hit by fucking Mini-Me and shit. It doesn't even hurt. It's just embarrassing.
I want you to all get into a circle and duck. I gotta punch heads.
Michael Myers should have done that in like Austin Powers 8. He should just have Mini-Me just fucking hitting people at the fucking head of the table. Like number 2, just fucking get cracked over the head with his stupid little fist.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's fucking great, man. Oh, but anyway, I think that's a wrap for the Mix It Up podcast this week.
Yep.
Mike, that's Nick. Nick, where can we be found on the social media aspect?
You can find us at Instagram at the Mix It Up Pod. And I'd imagine if you got this far in the podcast, you already know where to find us. So where else, Mike?
That's it. Twitter, at the Mix It Up Pod, Instagram at the BBO NYG Offensive Podcast /_ table score, above score, whatever score. Mix It Up Podcast. Just fucking find us, man. Like, subscribe, do all that shit. And, go to playactionpools.com. You'll hear the commercial after this. Get in this pick and pool, win some money. Find out the details after this. Hey, everyone. Do you think you're a football genius? Or do you just want to win $300? Well, guess what? The time is now, and now is the time. Join playactionpools.com and search for the BBO NYG Podcast Pick 'em Pool. Pick every game each week in the NFL season with the spread. And if at the end of the year you are in first place, you're getting paid. Hurry up and log on. Find out how you're eligible to win this prize.